people that make a difference to me. But Jeff is Keith Wellman's father, if any of you know Keith Wellman. And he'd been a dairy farmer most of his life, and his father before him, and his grandfather before that.
You
right?
read the sales page.
And suddenly that became not too
productive.
And he ended up starting on a packing line, right? As a packing machine. Is that what it was?
Yep.
Working for Gerber Baby Foods, and they were promising him great things. They were basically saying over and over to him that we're going to move you up in management, we're going to raise your massive salary, right?
Yeah, we're going to retire.
You're going to retire. You're going to have benefits. You're going to have all the things that corporate life will give you. And then they said,
you're going to be laid off. Because within 2 years, because you're at the lower seniority of the plant, and this is a union plant, so we would really like to keep you, but.
There you go. Now, I don't think that Jeff came to the internet marketing world exactly exuberant and eager to get there. As a matter of fact, I think Keith, his son, kind of twisted his arm, dragged him down to Atlanta, and rather reluctantly, he said, you've got to get to this event that Ken McArthur is doing. Ken will let you into the event, and you go down there and you see those people and see what they're doing and see if you think you can do it, basically. And he said, you're going to go down there, and he did. And then he said, well, I'm going to just kind of sit back here and watch. But that's not the way we exactly operated, was it? No. We actually brought in a full video crew. We brought in fulfillment. We brought in graphic artists. We brought in photographers. We brought in a professional interviewer. We taught them all kinds of skills. And 100% of the people that came to that event walked out with a product at the end of the event of some level. And some of them took it to an even greater level, and Jeff was one of those people. And you went through a launch, and how did you do?
It wasn't too bad. We did 104,000 in 30 days.
There you go, 140,000 in 30 days. Not too shabby first time around. And you know Jeff, he's kind of an independent guy. He's kind of an action taker, right? He's a person that actually lives and breathes and has credibility. If you get to know him, talk about over delivery. If you wanted to coach with Jeff, you would find that he would give his right arm for you probably, and he'd be in trouble because of it. He'd be giving it, and maybe he learned a little bit about some of that giving later on. But he got into it and he started doing it, and eventually came out and he wanted to do a product all on his own, and he learned a few lessons along that way. But he was at JB Alert Live, and he started coming to JB Alert Live events, and he was in Long Beach, and he got a letter. And I wish you had the letter here to share and read it. But he came in to him while he was sitting there live at the event. And if you read this letter and you heard the exact wording of a 16-year-old kid that basically had not had much contact with his father, hadn't had a hug from his father in years. His father was working at a gas station, worried about losing that kind of a position. He was worried about his future, and his son took him and showed him Jeff's site. And he saw the cows on the site, because he could tell the story of the cows and being the dairy guy, and firing his boss. By the way, he went in and Jeff fired his boss in advance, even though he knew he was going to be laid off. and went on to great things. And he said, that was inspiring to me, and I wanted to show my father that that's him, that that's you, that's that person, and that you can do things too. You can go on. And he said, I don't know if my father will ever do this, if he'll actually go into internet marketing. But it really doesn't matter, because I know that you've changed my life, and that my father now sees that there's some possible value in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to do. And because he turned to him and he gave him a hug for the first time in years and years and years. That's impact that we have, one to another to another. And that's the way that I believe impact happens. It's all the stories of the people in this room, one at a time, that have touched one person. And the truth of the matter is, the reason that we don't realize how important this is because we don't measure our impact. Every day you get up and you glance at your checkbook balance and you say, I'm going up or I'm going down, right? And you say, if it's going down, I better get off my behind and I better do something about it, because if I don't, I'm going to be in trouble next week, right? And you measure that. You measure those financial results. But how many times do you measure the impact that you have on other people's lives? Think about it. Think about it for just a second. Because whether you do anything at all, if you do nothing at all, you just stop every activity that you were possibly doing, what kind of an impact will you have on the people around you? If you have children, what kind of an impact will you have on your children? What kind of an impact will they have on the people that they come in contact after having no involvement from you? Because you did nothing. Because you were there and you didn't make a difference to that person because of that simple act of doing nothing. So what does that give you? It gives you a tremendous responsibility, doesn't it? Because whether you like it or not, you're going to impact thousands of people. I cannot begin to tell you how many people we've impacted from JV Alert. And it's not me. It was 3 guys sitting on a couch. And we planned a couple things. And we did some things transparently. And we involved people in doing those things. And we lived the lives and the principles that we knew best, the best that we knew how to do, right where we are. And we learned as we went along. And we made those contacts, and we had those tiny, tiny, small kindnesses that made huge, huge difference in the lives of some of the people here. Thank you. Thank you.